Well, hello and welcome. If you're here for the first time, thank you for choosing to tune in. And we're here with some stories. So first of all, before we get into the stories of the day, hasn't it been so good to have this time to rejoice about the win that the Duke of Sussex had concerning the misleading reports that his US visa application was going to be made public. So I do have a bit more to add to that, and I will get into that after the main story of the day. So let's get into this. We have an exclusive interview here with Netflix's CEO Ted Sarandos, who isn't underestimating Meghan and Prince Harry. And he spoke with Variety for their new cover story about the future of the streaming service, including their partnership with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for a reported $100 million that was made in 2020, and have since produced a number of shows, including their record-breaking docuseries, Harry and Meghan, which chronicled their romance and decision to step back as working members of the royal family. So we have here some direct quotes from the article, which I will be reading out to you. So settle in, you are in for a treat. And he was asked, "You just launched Meghan's lifestyle series, With Love Meghan, and you have a stake in her As Ever business. You are making and distributing physical products from edible flowers to baking mixes. Is Netflix interested in e-commerce?" And he answered, "We are a passive partner in Meghan's company, and it is a big discovery model for us right now." So he was asked, why was she the right person to bet on? He went on to answer, "I think Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence on culture. When we dropped the trailer for the Harry and Meghan docuseries in 2022, everything on screen was dissected in the press for days. The shoes she was wearing sold out all over the world. The Hermes blanket that was on the chair behind her sold out everywhere in the world. People are fascinated with Meghan. She and Harry are overly dismissed." I want to interject here and say, yes, what a vote of confidence by the CEO of Netflix, because he knows that this is something huge. It is something they are starting off with the Duchess of Sussex, and he himself has said that the numbers do not lie. Whenever she wears something, she has an audience. They watch to see what she is wearing and they want to buy it. They want to emulate her fashion choices. And there are those who just are secret fans. I think they always are the ones zooming in and trying to capture everything in the background. But all in all, for him to know that she is quite marketable, that is something that nobody can deny. The Meghan effect. And if I was Le Creuset, if I was Aquazura, those brands who have seen Meghan's effect on their product over the years, what are they waiting for? You have to make her like a brand ambassador for your goods, or else Meghan's going to come out with a shoe or her own pots, and she is going to have her own part in that market, and they will be wondering all about that. But anyway, in her branch, it's already there for cookware. They have a patent for that as well. So how many of you are ready to have your As Ever pots and pans in your houses? I know a lot of you would. So he was also asked, is this something Netflix is serious about beyond a marketing play? And he answered, it's good for marketing and branding. This is all expressions of fandom. I don't really see us as having theme parks, but I do see us as having a lot of touch points with consumers like this. I admire the Topgolf model versus the Disneyland model, where people go more frequently through the year and you come back to check things out. We're going to be much more a part of our fans' lives than going into Disneyland once every couple of years. And he said, and I'm paraphrasing here, he's not going to be putting down Disneyland. So that's what he says about the Duchess of Sussex. He, of course, goes on to talk about much more. And as he said, people are fascinated with Meghan, from her clothes to her hair to what she wears to what she cooks with, and with her own brand, her teas, her jams, the honey and the edible flowers in the mixes. They are set to be available for sale in the US this spring. So I know many people are always on the website checking to see what might be happening. And As Ever Official on Instagram are just continue to whet the appetites of the audiences to let us know that yes, great things are on the horizon. So Meghan, wow, this is so massive for her to have Netflix as a passive partner in Meghan's own company. Talk about God's favor. That's not something people can just say happens like that. And I think it's also good to know that people do not have to listen to every rumor in the press. For those who were trying to postulate that Harry and Meghan had fallen out of favor with Netflix and they were about to get, their deals canceled and not renewed, look at this. And I cannot wait to see what's on Harry's horizon as well, as far as Netflix is concerned, and carving out his own path there, even as Meghan is off to this amazing deal with the Netflix with As Ever, and people are ready to eat up, quite literally, everything that she is selling. So share your thoughts on this first story in the comment section. So on to story number 2. This is a Meghan update. The story here says, Meghan might be busy juggling the launch of her As Ever lifestyle brand, complete with her famous homemade jam, of course, a brand new podcast, as well as a second season of her show, but she's giving her fans a look back at simpler times. On March the 18th, Meghan gave her 2.5 million Instagram followers a rare glimpse into her teen years as she shared a throwback high school picture. So on March the 18th, Immaculate Heart College Preparatory School shared a surprise post featuring a famous alumni, the future Duchess of Sussex. The picture showed a young Meghan smiling while standing beside a statue. And the all-Catholic girl school in Los Angeles captioned the image, quote, "Congratulations to IH alumni Meghan Markle, Meghan Sussex, 99, on the renewal of her Netflix series and launch of her new podcast," end quote. So they said, "We are delighted to share a special throwback photo from her time at Immaculate Heart, honoring our cherished tradition of Mary's Day, a reflection of our legacy of sisterhood, support, and panda spirit." They went on to add that post there, and then shortly after, Meghan shared the image on her own Instagram page, as I said. Her post was captioned, quote, "When your dear friend from middle school or high school sends you something from your alma mater and it brings the biggest smile to your face. Go Pandas. Thanks, Sush XO," end quote. So look at it there in that unearthed picture from her school campus, and she's also there surrounded by that row of bright yellow flowers in contrast to the statue's light blue paint. And you can see her there, she's wearing that white printed sundress paired with an olive green cardigan and a gold headband around her hair, which she wore down and in a blowout style. She is also full-faced. You can really see how young she was there. Immaculate Heart is so proud of Meghan, and we know that she graduated from that school in 1999. Meghan's Immaculate Heart schoolmate told people in 2016, this is a good quote, saying, "Meghan was really charismatic and was a very hard worker and very focused, and you could tell she was going to do something special with her life." So you can imagine what Meghan has achieved. They must be so proud of her. And the young girls, I do remember about the time of the royal wedding, they were very hyped that one of their very own was going to be a duchess and a princess. And Meghan has also referenced the school time and time again. She also spoke about it to Chef Roy Choi, saying that she stayed very connected to her high school since graduation. And based off of her latest post, it is very evident that this is so. And we also have some As Ever updates from their Instagram account. We have a picture here of the Duchess of Sussex once again in the kitchen. According to this picture, it seems that she has finished washing or either is about to wash a little bowl of blueberries. Meghan fresh-faced, and it seems that she's wearing either a cream or off-white top. A nice picture of her in the kitchen. Love this for the brand as they're keeping the hype going as we await the first products to launch. They also did post one of Meghan, and you can see they're in daily rituals in the caption. She's there in a sun hat with a white button-down shirt with, it seems to be a vest on the inside, with a pair of jeans, barefoot in the garden, just so Meghan. keeping with the theme from farm to table. And you can see also she's holding a pail. She must have been watering the plants as well on this outing. Candid moments from the As Ever official Instagram page. So we are happy to see the Duchess of Sussex just showing us how she goes about her life. She does go out to the garden, it seems to be very frequently. We saw her talking about how she loves to grow her own vegetables, and she encourages people to do the same. So cannot wait for the launch. Share thoughts on this second story in the comments section. So as I did mention, and I did cover it slightly in yesterday's video, as all of the hoopla about Harry's visa documents in quotes that were to be released according to those reports, which I did say were misleading, and I did cover some of that. If you'd like to go over and watch that, links will be in the cards and at the end screen. So the documents that were released were not Harry's visa documents as in his application. No. They were heavily redacted court documents. And they gave no details as to what Harry put on his immigration form, much to the chagrin of those who were wielding their pitchforks, wishing that Harry would be deported. No, it was not to be so, because the documents that were released were only supporting declarations and court transcripts created in the course of the Heritage Foundation's case. Now, it was quite misleading, as I mentioned, because those people who were just, chomping at the bit, telling everyone that everything was going to be out there, they were going to know which visa Harry came in under, they were going to know what he had written in the forms in his application, it all turned out to be a huge dud for them. This is what I wanted to add to that story. There was a point that was very standout that a lot of you had been sharing, and I wanted just to add that in here, which I think encapsulates everything quite well. So listen to this. A chief freedom of information officer within the U.S. Department for Homeland Security, DHS, could be seen to argue that releasing the material, quote, would potentially expose the individual to harm from members of the public, end quote. And the declaration from Jared Panter submitted to the court in April last year read, quote, the USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, routinely protects from disclosure the non-immigrant or immigrant status sought by third parties who do not have permission from the beneficiary to receive this information. To release such information would potentially expose the individual to harm from members of the public who might have a reason to manipulate or harass individuals depending on their status in the United States, end quote. So the declaration added, quote, to release his exact status would subject him to reasonably foreseeable harm in the form of harassment as well as unwanted contact by the media and others, end quote. So I think that sums it up quite well. That was quite important. I wanted to add that in here. And key, of course, was the judge who concluded in September that it was not in the public interest to disclose information about the Duke of Sussex's immigration status. So he was not about this. Nothing in the way of Harry's visa application was ever going to be released to the public, because it does set a bad precedent of everyone just all of a sudden turning on people and wanting to know how they got in the United States, and asking for freedom of information to know everything about people and harassing them. So I think this needed to be nipped in the bud. It truly was a waste, I think, of the court's time and the finances that it took to defend this case as well. It could have gone to something that was much more important. So all in all, Harry's not going anywhere. Those who wanted him to be deported, who wanted to have him and his wife separated, I think they just have to get a new hobby, go out there, touch grass, because it's not gonna happen. And the files, oh my gosh, so many online were just having a good laugh because they were, I've talked about redacted documents. They were so heavily redacted. It was actually funny. And once again, it's just been great to have people rejoicing. It was another win for the Duke of Sussex. The pitchfork wielders got to eat crow. They truly hyped themselves up for nothing, going over pages and pages that were just blacked out. It was just so funny. So share your thoughts on that in the comment section. You know, we're happy that the Duke of Sussex is safe in the United States. They do not need to have the law harassing him over things he did when he was young. All in all, it's been wonderful to just know that the judge stood for the right thing, and had people actually reported on what was going to be released, people would not have been hyped for the wrong thing. So share your thoughts on this update in the comment section below. So thank you all for watching. As always, before we log off, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A very special thank you to you. Diane Hawkins, who was the first channel supporter here through Patreon. Thank you for choosing to accompany me here. Thank you for demonstrating such admirable generosity time and time again. You truly have gone above and beyond to show your love tangibly through your giving. I appreciate you for the kindness. You are precious and dear, and we love you here on this channel. May God bless you and yours. Thank you. A very special thank you as well to you, Gary Adderley. Thank you for supporting this channel as well through Patreon. I appreciate your kindness more than words can express. Thank you for altruism, your kindness, and consistency. It means so much to know that you are a part of this community here. Thank you. And now a very special thank you and welcome to a new channel supporter through Patreon. A very special thank you to you, Susanna Maria Onoja. Thank you for choosing to support this channel through your giving. Allow me here to say welcome. Thank you for being a part of this community here. Your kindness is deeply appreciated. And I would like to express how we value you, and you are loved, cherished, and welcomed here as a part of this community. Thank you. I'm so profoundly grateful for the kindness that you've shown. Thank you. God bless you and yours exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel financially. To those of you who like, comment, and share, I appreciate you all. If you liked this one, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. It truly helps out the channel. Follow on social media. Links will be in the pinned comment and in the description bar. Once again, share your comments below. I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.